them seeing Cody and I and our smiles and like our encouragement will help them to realize that I'm not the bad guy. I wanted to speak up on behalf of my mom and all the efforts that she's made. And, like, no matter what anyone believes or feels, the truth is that she's been one of the biggest, if not the biggest, cheerleader for the good, healthy relationships and correspondence between dad and the kids and dad and the other wives.
Happy birthday! do you guys get it? Do you guys get it? Because the hat, Frosty, that's what he says. Come on, get in the Christmas spirit. I know it's early, but things have been going on here, and for my child, we decided to get into the Christmas spirit early, and I am sending it out to you. Not to Robyn. No, not to Robyn. Because let's get into what they're talking about and why I had to put this first. And by the way, clearly this is unscripted because I also want to show you my Jingle Bell slippers. Okay, so the whole family is getting together because Mykelti and Tony are having twins and they want to see the gender of the baby. The reason I put this clip first is immediately I was irritated at this episode. Elephant in the room. Christine, Janelle, even Cody, they all say they hope they can be mature and they are being there for Mykelti. The reason they are all there is to give support to Mykelti and Tony, right? Right. So you would think everyone thinks that. No, not Robyn. Of course not Robyn. She's going so everyone can see her big smile and know she's not the bad guy. And she has her little spawns of children that are brainwashed saying that, you know, she's helping the wives. She's helping the children. She wants to get them together. Well, guess what? I'm sorry. I don't know where you've been the last 10 years, but it's too late. She is the reason they left. It's too late. They want nothing to do with her. There is nothing she can do besides stay away. They like you. They want you as their brothers and sisters. But Robyn, you're not a piece of it. And Cody literally says, like, my children want me. He says, my children want me. But me and Robyn, we're a tight unit. We have a very special bond. He considers himself a monogamous now. He says they have a special, close bond. And if they want a relationship, if his own children want a relationship with him, they have to accept Robyn and they have to, like, become cordial with her. I don't know how cordial, but insanity, right? Total insanity. And it's just nuts. They find out anyway that it's two boys. Boom, they did a little with the blue coming out, you know what I mean? And it was actually really nice. Everyone was really nice to each other. They didn't say exactly what was in the phone call. Like, it didn't show Aurora or Brianna. It did show all of the other kids get together. Just be yourself. And that's what I'm doing right now.
Hi, and thank you for visiting my new site made for all you die-hard Sister Wives fans out there, just like me, who are sick of the same old content. Well, fear no longer. It's time to talk about everything from never her perspectives, a little bit of honesty, and a whole lot of sass headed in season 18.
Hello once again, and thank you so much for joining me. Because I'm wearing this hat for you and the slippers for you, I'm not going to throw those up again. I would really like it if you hit that like and subscribe button because we have fun here all the time. Yes, we do. So let's get into a little bit more about what happened with the phone call because some things were said that I did find interesting. Like, it's good that Mykelti does say that the reason she's kind of the in-between is because she still feels like it's her family. It's just different. So she said it's still the same thing. It's just in a different type of way. But then she does say that she hopes and imagines her family at one point getting all back together and being the way that they used to be because they all need each other. Mykelti, I'm sorry, but you are living in dreamland. It's not happening. It's not happening, honey. It's not happening. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. I mean, Janelle says she's willing to have like an annual get together with the family. Christine is not even there yet. She says, no, she's not. She wouldn't get together with the family. She really wouldn't. They both feel like there's not much to it. They feel like they still have their family intact because they are sister wives and they are the only ones that remained polygamous. The other thing that I found funny was Cody's going on about his paranoia for the contempt the children feel for him. He gets into the whole thing about, to get with him, they have to be with Robyn, which I already explained, so I won't go over that. That is just ridiculous. What do you guys think? I definitely think it's asinine, basically. He keeps referring to his family as like a civil war. They're always in a civil war. When he talks about it, he says like our family's in a civil war. And it's really sad that he looks at it that way, because it really seems like his kids are trying. It seems like they're trying to communicate. They're looking at it as something fixable. I mean, the definition of a civil war is like an ongoing battle, obviously, between like within the same community. And that he looks at it as such a fight inside his own family is a tiny bit disturbing to me. And lastly, Meri was not there. Janelle kind of says she doesn't know why, but then Christine lets the cat out of the bag. That's the saying, right? And says that Meri was not invited, and it's the children's choice because they're adults now, and Meri will not be invited to anything regarding the twins or parties or anything with Mykelti moving forward. And I am wondering why. I mean, we all know the issues with Maddie, Peyton, but I really want to get into this a little bit more. So I'm going to kind of bypass it because I don't know why. I don't know why yet. I'll be honest. If someone knows why, please leave a comment. I would love it. But she is out of the picture, and I think she knows it. She definitely does. Now, speaking of Meri, she's been like traveling all over the place, and she's really into making this carriage place her store. Okay. She wants to have it online, but eventually she wants people to come to the store, have fitting rooms, like the full 9 yards, which is pretty cool. And she keeps that change is good. I feel like this is kind of a metaphor, just like the trees being cut down in the last episode, and how she was talking about Cody and she didn't want the trees being cut down, just like she doesn't want Cody at the same time like to leave her. But then once the trees got cut down, she said it wasn't that bad. She thought that it would like be worse than it actually was. Also, again, probably referring to Cody. So I feel like the carriage house, saying that the physical, she literally says a physical change of the carriage house is good. So I feel like she's also kind of referring to Cody. I mean, it's obvious. They keep talking about the carriage house, and then they keep talking about Cody. She keeps talking about Cody. So they're switching it, making us realize that is what's pretty much going on. I feel personally like, when we try to tell ourselves and reiterate something to ourselves, hoping that we actually believe it and believe in it, and we want to like not just believe it, but feel it. I feel like she wants to feel it. And if she says it enough, she feels like she will be able to feel it. So she's trying to change. I mean, literally, didn't last episode, she literally said like, screw you, Cody, which that's a lot for Meri. I mean, she's had his back through this whole thing, and it is coming out that she is not a fan of Robyn's. She has stated more than once, if everyone's noticed, she's made it clear. She keeps saying in her eyes, in her perspective, her relationship ended 8 to 10 years ago. And that's pretty much when Robyn like entered the picture. So all this time she has had a problem, and we just really didn't know. Or maybe she didn't even know. And looking back, she realized after watching the shows. I really don't know. They also go over, she's going over the what Cody said to her that we will never forget. What did he say? He said something like, hold on, I have no desire to have a relationship with you, Meri. So now she thinks the ball is in her court. She's deciding what she wants to do, because we've always heard from even season 17 tell-all that she's proclaimed he's never said all this to her face, and she did not know. But now he's saying it to her face. So now she doesn't really have any more reasons. It's almost like she's standing there looking stupid, And I feel pretty bad. I do feel bad for her. Do you guys feel bad for her, or do you think she's kind of getting what she deserves? I'm just wondering, because I feel like we all pay our penance, and her not having more children when she wanted, watching other relationships grow, and then pretty much terminating her own marriage in light of hopes that Cody loves her. I feel like she's paid some penance, and I'm not the one to forgive her, but I also feel like we are not the judge of everything. I am not the judge. I just look and kind of say what I feel. I mean, that's what I do. I enjoy the show. That's why they're there. But in real life, the creator of all things is the judge, not me. But I do feel she's, paid her price. Meri also goes on to say that, like, she is eternally bound to Kody. That is how she feels. And she is wondering now, should she be eternally bound to someone that clearly does not want her? That's what she's wondering. Even Janelle talk about how important their covenant is, and that it's even more like spiritual and more important than a legal marriage per se, not verbatim. And they say this, but at the same time, what we're going to go get into is Janelle does wish that plural marriage was legal.
Right. So, am I the only one that's not in the church and the adults?
If we
Okay, I love that Christine asks Janelle this question, like, do you guys still go to church? Am I the only one not in the church anymore? Because Christine was like the princess of the church, right? Her grandfather was the head of the church. She was the princess of the church, and she left. She's gone. Bye-bye. And she's wondering, like, did the rest go to church? I'm wondering that too, because they're always talking about their covenant and how they have to abide by the rules and they have to go to get the divorce. And I'm wondering, like, Janelle, is that an excuse because you're hoping Kody changes, I hate to say, or do you truly believe that? She kind of does say that she's not sure, and she's kind of waiting for a sign from God to say, like, it's cool if you leave Kody and get a divorce. She literally says, if God says it's cool, and I quote that. So I'm interested, and Janelle says, no, we all don't go to church together, and I don't think any of them go to church. I think that Robyn is using this as an excuse. I think all of them, except maybe Meri, is using this as an excuse. What do you think? I am so glad Christine asked this question, because I think they're kind of faking it now. They're like out in the real world. Give it a break. Give it a rest. We all know the truth. So now I want to talk about the dinner that Christine had and the whole family had for Isabel to return to North Carolina because she came back for the summer, right? So they had a big dinner with like steak, lobster, shrimp, all sorts of stuff. And instead of talking about Isabel going back, Christine's like, oh my God, because they all want to talk about her dating life. And I find some interesting things in here. Just wait, because I'm wondering what you think. First of all, Christine's going on like, why do they always want to talk about me? Tony's always asking about my dating life. And she says, like, she's not dating anyone. She's not really interested. But didn't, like the episode before, she said she was dating someone and she blew up the candles and said that she didn't want to tell about her dating life or it wouldn't come true, something like that. And she was dating someone and now she's saying she's not. So I thought that was maybe when she met David Woolley, but that might have been like someone that just didn't work out. And maybe that like kind of turned her off for a while. I don't know. What do you think? Because now she's saying she's not dating. So I'm confused. Janelle says she doesn't want to date, but that's a whole other scene. So they're going on. And what I find interesting is that Christine says Isabel, something like Isabel gets to see us home. She likes to see us home. It's what she wants. She can finally see the change, and she likes the feeling of them being at home. And I found it a little bit funny because I felt like she was speaking for Isabel. Isabel's an adult, and I don't know what they talk about on their own, so that could be true. But I wanted Isabel to say that for herself. I was wondering if maybe in a way, Christine needs to put this in that moment, like in her head, all her children are okay. They're all safe and they're all happy in her new home. And it makes her feel like she made the right decision rather than exactly what Isabel thinks. I don't know. What do you think? It's a little weird. Christine also talks about how she just wants to move on and forget the past. So does Janelle. Janelle has no interest in dating. She doesn't even want to date online, unlike Christine. So she's just taking it easy by herself. She says her kids are fine. So her and Christine decide to go on a road trip to Christine's brother's house. Now it's time to talk about our favorite guy, the Codester. 10 months. And, the last episode, she was saying he's been good with Savannah. He's been taking her out for dinner. Now it's been a month and he hasn't even contacted her. This is like playing games with someone's emotions to see them and then not see them and then see them again. It must be so confusing as a child, even as an older child, to wonder why is my dad doing this to me? Like it's almost stay out of her life is what I feel like. Just completely stay out or stay in. Don't jump back and forth. It just makes things worse. That is how I feel. Now, Cody, I gotta get my throat for this because he says a couple things here that is a little bit ridiculous is the nicest way I can put it, okay? Because this is just too much. He's something else. You will agree with me, okay? Kody gets together with Brian. Brian is one of the people that he performed the ceremony for the wedding, and he's selling 3 of his cars to Brian. He says, Brian's like, I don't know why you're doing this. You literally have like houses, kids, all sorts of things to be taken care of. Like, why? Why are you trying to rebuild a car and selling them to me? Your hands are full. Brian, his friend, is saying this. But Kody feels like it gets, his mind off of things. And I quote, he literally says, the presence of other men help endure his problem. He also, I may as well throw this in there, talks about how because he's such a moron, he goes to this white car, he goes to put it in the trailer, right? He wants to carry the one car into the trailer. He measures the width of the car to see if it fits, but he didn't measure the length at all.
And I would just like to throw in there that all the wives were talking, even Christine, about their good times and how, Isabel drove the car and the white car was his favorite car. And the wives were going on about it. And of course, Robyn has to step in and up one on every single wife, saying that is where God spoke to her and told her that Kody was the one. Like, give me a break, Robyn. You don't always have to updo everyone.
So they took all these measures to drive it in so slowly and so perfectly. And then it was like 2 inches too big. And he was like, I didn't know it was a 14-inch car. I thought it was a 12-inch car. So that had the kibosh, right? And he states the reason he did this is because he's used to forcing things in as a polygamist. What does that even mean? He forces things in. What does that mean? What do you think that means? He kind of explains it as he's always tries to fit square pegs into round holes as a polygamist. And I don't know why anyone would say that about themselves. What does that mean? He's like, just, I just don't know. There's so many things you can get from this. Like, he's pushy, he demands things, he makes things happen. Is that what he's trying to say? He makes things happen regardless, or if something doesn't work, he will make it work even if it's terrible. Like, as long as it's done, even if it's a terrible job, it's complete because he forced it. I don't know. What do you think? He's I hate to use the C word, but he's literally bonkers, man. He's bonkers, right? In the same breath, he's saying he's a polygamist and him and Janelle are done. And then he's saying are me and Janelle giving up too easy? Janelle basically sees herself as a single woman now. She does not find herself in a relationship with Kody. So she says, because the next episode says about how she can't get divorced and all that. And she's still talking about that. So they're all wishy-washy, right? They're just reiterating their issues and not really doing anything about them. I do feel bad for Janelle because when she did go to Christine's brother's house, she was a little nervous. She thought that she might get a little bit of slack on her for being a polygamist. She went to try to ride an ATV for the first time, and she ended up apparently just zooming past Christine and just loving it. And she starts speaking about how she believes that polygamist women should be entitled to be legally married because then they would have 50-50 assets. And Christine completely agrees. Christine realizes that Janelle is saying this because she's stuck. She's stuck. They won't give her money. They won't. It's stuck in Coyote Pass. They will not help her out. It's sad. She says, Christine got to walk away with the money from the house. I have nothing. And she's the one that worked her butt off. She was like the alpha dog in the family, and it's sad. And I just want to throw this in there for whoever I hope watches this long. Robyn did not make things better. On the drive that Janelle and Christine had to their brothers, they start talking and more issues are let out about Robyn. Apparently before she joined the family, they used to have a 4-day turkey feast, Friday movie night, and Saturday they did something too. And apparently when Robyn entered the family, it all stopped. All of it stopped, so they say. They said that Robyn didn't really want to have a part of it, and Kody wanted to be with Robyn, so he was hanging out at her house more. Kody says that Robyn like helped at everything and things got better, maybe because of Easter, how she made Easter again and it wasn't Passover anymore, like they got to celebrate. But apparently a lot of things went away and a lot of things changed that we were unaware of. And I hope more things come out, because Robyn, you are not sounding very godly. No, you are not. You are sounding very, very greedy. Like it's always all about you. It is not always about you. It is not, especially when you're in a polygamous family. You should know that. But like Christine said, you've never lived a polygamous life. I don't think so. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a pleasure doing this. I'm so sorry. That's my Happy dog. I thought her name's Happy. It's a little pug. She's so loud. So if you hear her snorting, it's her. There's nothing I can do about that. Anyway, I hope you have a marvelous day. Even though it's not snowing, still have the Christmas spirit. And God bless. Thank you for watching. Bye.